Hello, my name is Daniel. In this video I will show you how to create a new quest and new dialogue lines. The main blueprint class of all dialogue characters is the quest dialogue character. Let's bring him to the world. We will set up him later. Let's add a new quest now. For this, you need to open the quest data table. Here duplicate the existing row, select its name and description. Description will appear with the new subtasks. Index is the index of the subtask this description should appear with. If you need full description at the start, write it and select index 0. Reward array is an array with items that the player will get after he completes the whole quest. Reward for the subtasks you will be able to set in the quest actors. To give money or experience, select rows with important prefix money and exp. You can add a new area using area enumeration. You'll just need to set the emblem of the place to see it in the quest widget. You can also add the quest type to the quest type enumeration. You can change the color of a new type of quest in the quest color data table. Here you can change emblem in the emblem data table. You will see it near the quest with this type of location. Let's fill our subtasks. With subtasks we know how many steps we should do to complete the quest. Set the type of subtask to overlap if you want to make a go to somewhere task. You will need to complete it by overlapping special actor that I will show later. Other types are not being used in the logic, but you can always get a type of subtask in the code. In our quest we will go to some place, kill our enemies and tell about this to our NPC. Then we will get another subtask from him and find an item and give it to another character. In the quest handler component you can set the quests that our character currently have. You can also set the current subtask you need is to debug your quests or start the game with a starter quest, for example. Now let's set up our dialogue cameras and player location. You can have as many cameras as you want on different locations. You switch to the selected camera after a dialogue line is finished. We will use just 2 cameras. I place the target point to know the rotation and location of the player in dialogue. Here I'm duplicating quest actor to set up the right location of our camera. Let's add all our dialogue lines for this quest. We will need to set them to the quest's character important dialogues array. I have prepared the audio for dialogue lines, so I just need to initialize audio lines in the dialogues data table. Here I duplicate the row, set the next dialogue sound, write its text. Press to continue will let you wait for the player's input in the dialogue line. If it is false, you will continue the dialogue automatically. Skip will let you press space to skip current dialogue line to the next one. Hello, hi, how can I help you? Please deal with our enemies. Yes. Everything's fine now. Anything else? Not now. Yes, please, find my key. Key one. Give it to a friend. Key one. Thank you. Now we need to add all of them to the important dialogue array. You can do this right in the character's blueprint, but in the world actor you will need to select a camera for each dialogue line. Again, it can be any camera in the world, even custom advanced camera blueprint. First camera actor is the first focused camera after you interacted with this blueprint. Yes. Will you help us? Please, will you help us? For kill task, you need to select the actors you want to kill. In these actors, you need to make sure you have the quest actor component. In this component, you will need to select a subtask you want to complete by killing them. I will show you this a little bit later. Take item quest is a quest that you complete by interacting with the actor. The same logic is with the door, but it is quite another situation if you want to give the item to the quest character. You need to have this item in your inventory to complete the task, so by interacting with this actor, you need to put the item to the player's inventory. Here we will give a casual key from the other items data table. Quest item will help us handle this situation. With this blueprint, we check if we have the right task to complete the current one, give the item to the character, and complete his current subtask. So, everything we need to do in the child blueprint is to set the right quest to the quest actor. Select the index from the quest data table of this take item subtask and select the item quest character that asks us about. The index of our take item subtask is 5, so in our take item actor we select the index number 6. Because this is the task index we should give to the player after his current task, subtask number 5. Now we need to set up the dialogue character, his dialogue tree. First of all, let's set up when you can interact with the character and when you can't. For example, if you don't have the task he wants you to give, we will interact with him without any issues. But if you do have this task, we will check if the enemies were killed or not. After dialogue starts is an event that's being called right after you started the dialogue. Here you can choose your first dialogue line. We will check again if we have a previous task or not. If we don't have one, that means that we don't have the quest at all in our situation. So here we need to ask for help and offer the quest. To play the casual dialogue line, we need to use the add new dialogue function. Index in this function is an output of switch event of the current dialogue finished event. Dialogue and new camera we get from the important dialogue array. Using getDialogueInfo function, we pass in information about dialogue and camera to the function we need. We need to choose a dialogue that we previously initialized in this character. Here, we will just say hello, our first dialogue line. If we do have this quest, we need to check if the quest was completed. If so, we will tell that the job is done and so on. But we will add this logic later. Let's give a quest first. Now current dialogue finished event will be fired right after audio of the first dialogue line was finished. After this, we understand that we can't tell another phrase, give the quest, quit, and so on. We remember that we also need to ask about the help back. NPC will ask us to kill the enemies. These are all just dialogue lines, so we just use the same function and options. For this, you just need to add more pins to make array function and split them. In this function, we need to make option structure. and add options. For this, you just need to add more pins to make array function and split them. Here you can set the text, color of the text, and image of the phrase. After decision dialog line finished, we fire another event, because we also have an option that we need to use to switch our logic. This event is called madeDecision. Here, decision is just an index of the event, like previous addDialogLine function, but the option is an option that player chose in this event, the dialog line he chose. If we choose the first option, where we do accept the quest, we call addQuestEveryone function to add the quest to the players. Here we need to get the structure from our quest actor component. We will pass the quest with this structure. Make sure that in this component our quest should be initialized. Quest index is 0, as we just give the quest at the moment. Now we can change the dialog path. We can do this anytime, anywhere, because we just set the integer variable in the quest actor component. Now we need to update the quest to remove the quest point near the name. And set another quest index. We need to do this because after we kill the enemies, we need to continue the quest and take another task for him. In the index, we choose the index of the task we will need to take from him. In the quest data table, we can see that the next task after killing enemies is task number 3. We can use this variable however we want. For example, we can change this interact event and switch logic depending on the dialog path. The onDialog path changed will be fired after we change the dialog part, and now we will use it to block interaction event. We have dialog index 0 by default, so if we don't have quest, we won't have dialog part 1, so we can switch the logic like this. Actually, the character needs to say the phrase after the dialog option, if he agrees or not. So first of all, after we choose an option, we add the dialog line, but after the dialog line we use the previous logic. We just need to set it to the switcher according to the index in the addDialogLine function. Hello. Hi, how can I help you? Please deal with our enemies. Will you help us? Not now. Hello. Hi, how can I help you? Please deal with our enemies. Will you help us? Yes. In our character, we can set the quest we have right now and its index in the quest handler component. We will add it to skip the dialog line and test few the tasks. The next task is the overlap task. We need to get to the place. For this, we just move the actor quest blueprint to the world and set the quest and his task index you need to give. The overlap task is the first one with index 0, so the next quest we need to give has index 1. To complete the kill task, you need to add information about the quest to the character you need to kill. He should have the quest interface and quest actor component in it. We have our quest actor in the AI, where you can set the quest and the index you need to give to the player after we complete this one. So when all enemies were killed, we give a task number 2. Now we need to continue logic in our character. In this task, we will speak to the NPC. That is why we change the index of the quest in NPC to 3. Is the task after we speak with this character. Now we need to continue logic in our character. So on dialog start we check if we killed all enemies. We can also check if we have some quest and if it is on any index. Here we call a new dialog line and we say some more phrases after this. We tell that we have completed the task and NPC asks us to bring the key to his friend. We need to call add new dialog for each dialog line. To continue the quest, we need to use set new quest subslot everyone. Here we just pass our structure from the quest actor component and the reward if we need one. If you don't, just pass an empty array. Now, after we interact after we killed everyone, we will get a new task. We set main dialogue variable to false to block the interaction with this character, but he can still say simple phrases if you configure them. I will show you an example later. Let's set up another character that we will give the item to. Duplicate our character with his cameras and start position, because we will be able to replace it with a new character. In our new character, we need to remove the logic we don't need. We will check if we have the quest on Interact. Here we will just say that we give the item to the NPC. The NPC will complete our quest after this. After his dialogue line, we need to call the set new quest subslot again. This will complete our quest. On Interact event, we also need to check if we have the items we need to complete the task with. Let's replace the dialogue character and set the required items. Here we choose the item we decided to bring. The setup is the same. We choose dialogue lines that we use in the logic and select cameras, first camera and player location that we need. Here you are. Thank you. To complete the Go to Place task, we move the quest actor to the world again and select the task we will give after we overlap this blueprint. In the new quest actor, I choose the right index because I've mistaken before. To complete the open door quest, we need to use the quest door. We can duplicate it because we don't actually use it as a base quest actor. So here we need to remove the logic we don't need. The quest reference out of the interact event is our player. Here we get his quest component and check if we have a previous task. If we do, we just set the quest subslot because we have completed this quest. We open the door. In this blueprint, we need to make sure that we have the right quest and task index in the quest actor component. Hello. Hi, how can I help you? Please deal with our enemies. Will you help us? Yes. Everything is fine now. Anything else? Yes, please. Find my key. Give it to my friend. Here you are. Thank you. Casual character is a character that can walk around. This is the character we can also talk to. He can use the patrol pass from the patrol point dialogue blueprint. Here you can change the spline points as you like. To make him say phrases, you need to select data table rows in the dialog array. You can choose if he needs to say phrases randomly or not. If he has an order, you can choose the line you want to repeat if the order is over. Hello. Hey. Back off. Your dialogue character can walk around too. You just need to attach the camera and target point to him in the hierarchy. And I forgot to tell you about advanced camera. This is the camera that you can use during the dialogue line. This camera will blend from one camera to another.